G'day and welcome to the Team SFF Show, podcast where hunting, fishing and farming meet politics, common sense and the occasional bad joke. Join Mark Banasiak, MLC and Robert Borsak Jr. to dive into the issues affecting regional Australia, from public land access to gun laws and everything in between. Strap yourselves in, we're calling it how we see it. G'day everyone out there, Rob Borsak Jr. here. We've got something a little different on this audio-only episode of the Team SFF Show. I was lucky enough to get an invite from Team SFF legend, Peter Johnson, to go and spend a night up there with him, just enjoying the mid-north coast where he lives in a really great spot. He's got deer 5 minutes one way from his house, and he's got beach and fish everywhere 5 minutes in the other direction. So Pete was kind enough to invite me up there, and we had some great chats over the couple of days that I was there. And in this one, we are waiting on a fence line, waiting for some rooster deer to come out in a super secret location. So what we did was we chucked some mics on and just had a chat while we were waiting for it to get dark. Unfortunately, after about 30 minutes of our talking, we talked for about an hour, his mic cut out at about the 30-minute mark. So what you're going to have here today is a bit of an abrupt end after about 30 minutes. So sorry about that in advance. But yeah, enjoy the discussion that we had. We were spotting deer while we were sitting there waiting. And this is the current episode for you to enjoy. Thanks very much. Okay, so we're not going to do anything too crazy here. We're being nice and quiet because we're sitting in a secret location somewhere up on the north.
Mid-north coast.
Mid-north coast, waiting for something to step out just before dark. It's about 4:35-ish, waiting for hopefully a rooster stag to come and join us. But I'm sitting here with Uncle Pete Johnson. Pete, we are needing to be quiet, so we will be quiet. We've already talked a lot of good stuff.
Be very, very quiet.
Very exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do call deer hunters fuds anyway, right? Because they don't want to.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they're misguided, mate.
Yeah. Oh well.
No, pleasure to have you up here, mate.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's a shame I hadn't done it sooner.
Yeah,
The world's moving fast up here.
It is the development, as you can see earlier.
Yeah.
It is conflict now because it drives the herds out.
Yep.
And we're seeing the herds they're having more interaction with motor vehicle accidents. And lady had a dog stomped on there during a rut.
Wow. And I heard there were horses getting knocked up by.
Just down the street here, down the lane. There's during the roar, the rooster are very protective of their girls.
Yeah.
And the horse wasn't badly hurt. But, so there's another job I've got.
Crikey.
But it's funny now. This was all predominantly rooster.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a decent rhubarb head.
Have you?
Yeah, it was taken about 2.5 years ago, and I've since then in the area seen pure sambar.
Oh, interesting.
And less than a kilometre from where we're sitting here.
Okay. Well, let's hope the sambar steps out.
And as you came on the main road off the highway into town here, halfway along there was a dead fallow.
Okay. So I didn't see that.
There was a fallow population to the south.
Yeah.
And they're more up the mountain.
Yeah.
The other west of the highway.
Yeah.
But, they're all moving. The fires in 19 and 2020 really moved the deer herds around. But no, it was a great move for me and Linda to come up here 4 and a bit years ago. And it's, as I showed you around today, I got deer within 3 minutes of home, and I can go fishing.
They're everywhere, aren't they?
I can go fishing anywhere within 4 minutes.
Some of the best beaches, yeah. Lagoons, estuaries, everything.
But It is conflict, as you've seen. They're starting the land clearing now for more development.
Yep.
And the rooster, you see them on the creeks eating the seaweed at low tide. You'll see them on the ocean beach here at times, you know.
And what's the local policy here? I asked you if they shoot them out of choppers and stuff, but they just
no. So they do try a bit of control in the national park.
Yep.
The state forest here, just down the road, Warwick State Forest.
Yep.
There's a bow hunting section only a couple of k's from here.
Okay.
The people have different ideas of them.
Yep.
The invasive species council did their usual hoax campaign, the letterbox drop saying they're bad, they spread disease. But as we know, deer are one of the least worries as far as zoonotic diseases. They're one of the cleanest animals you can get.
What were they saying they were spreading? Wasn't brucellosis?
Foot and mouth and brucellosis,
brucellosis.
Tuberculosis.
Give me a break. Well, Invasive Species Council, RIP. Well, we know who you are. We know what you do.
It's not the
we know where you came
from.
The
organisation we wish that on. Yeah.
Of course. We'd like to expose fraud wherever we can. And, we know frauds when we see them. We're just thinking back to the action here. We think we might see something in the tree line on the other side there. Oh, yeah. What's that?
Yeah, I thought it was a red run, but it's a bit of bark with the tree.
Yeah, the light's hitting it just the right way.
Yes, and it looks like a nice brown rooster rump.
So they walk out here. They walk out of the scrub here ass first, do they, mate? That's a bit different. It's different up here, I guess.
But like I said, I showed you there, right in the forecourt of the service station, there's often a stag sitting in there.
Yeah.
He's moved on a bit in the last couple of weeks, probably because of the construction work going around.
Because those herds have been here for quite a while, right?
Well, there was a deer farm on top of the hill because you come into the village.
But these areas getting developed now.
Well, it's pushing
getting into their habitat.
Yeah, it's pushing the herds.
Yeah.
So I'm now seeing rooster in properties that never had a problem.
Yep.
And my name's been passed around from property owner to property owner because, see Pete, he knocks a few off for me.
Yeah, lucky thing.
Yeah. But I really only take a meat animal.
Yep.
As I said to you earlier, come in, and if we get a stag, we'll get you a stag. My philosophy, if it's not better than what I got at home, I won't take it. But if somebody wants a representative head, come for it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the hunt we did the other weekend, a club hunt, and we took a couple of younger fellas, newer hunters up, and just explained you don't have to shoot every animal.
Yeah.
But if you're going to take them, make sure you utilise them, make sure your gear's right.
Yeah, it's very much that new hunter thing. You want to get your hand on some bone. You want to get that first photo because it doesn't. Like, I understand it.
I'll draw a parallel to fishing as well, because fishermen go through that thing. You discover fishing, you work out, then all of a sudden a species will fixate your attention, and then you want to catch every fish, every chance you want to catch that species.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you sit there and you say, if I catch one or two a year just to prove I've still got it, you know?
Yeah.
Because you've got a photo album full of loads of pictures.
Exactly. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, whether you're hunting or fishing, once you've got that animal on the ground or you've got the fish in the bottom of the boat, that's when the hard work starts. You've got to process
100%. 100%. And that's look, that's something that our detractors, our critics, our people that we copped it from the ISC in the Conservation Hunting Bill Inquiry, calling us weekend warriors.
We're not.
Well, it's Monday for starters,
and it's
not even the long weekend.
It's not for them to define us. And
so it's just being called names. It's just fucking nonsense, and it just infuriates me that it just results to name calling when they're just doing everything that they can to just detract from us. But what I was going to say was, they obviously don't see what we do when we cut them up and do stuff, and it's not in their brain because they pay people to knock them over, or they advocate for people to knock them over, and then the job's done. Whereas we know the job's not bloody done.
You tell me what you and I are here to do now is if we get an animal, we've got game bags, we've got knives, we've got gloves, we're going to gut the animal and we're going to field dress it and we'll put it in the cooler room back at home.
Yep.
And then, we'll break it up into primals and then it's going to be utilised.
Yeah.
And the bloke that lets us hunt his land, his dogs get the hoofs, the bones, the ribs, everything like that. He gets a bit of meat off me every now and then and I give him fish. And that's how we do it here in a rural community,
Yeah. But,
And the Invasive Species Council, they've knocked off for the day. They're just starting our day because we'll 100%. Be here and the helicopters can't shoot at night.
Yeah.
And the only thing that works at night when they go home is the poisons that they drop.
Yeah,
the 1080s.
Well, we went past some 1080 sign and we're saying how one of the only 2 countries in the world that allows it. And when they were talking about allowing it in Australia many years ago because New Zealand had it, they thought it was madness. It had never happened. And now it's being publicly advocated for because
Look at the exposés that the Graff brothers did in New Zealand, tried to warn them, and they basically ran them into jail.
Yeah.
They tried to run for council so they could influence the councils to stop using it. And all they did was lambast it and brought out smear campaigns because it didn't suit their agenda.
Mm. But anyone that's got a heart that claims they vote for the Greens, and they're out here saying that or animal justice party, like you need to get your head out of the sand. These animals are going to get killed. Either it's by us, and we put their lights out, and they never saw it coming, or they get chased down by a chopper and get left on the ground.
Well, what's happening now?
Sometimes living
with this development, they're getting hit by cars,
or bloody hit by a car or whatever it is, but someone's going to knock them off, whether it's a poison that they eat, poison food, because the way they do these poisons is they feed them in, and then if they're not just dropping 1080, which is mostly for the predators and stuff, but if they're for the deer, they'll feed them in, they'll lull them in a false sense of security. Like anyone that loves animal justice or hates all the factory farming and all that sort of stuff, at least those pigs go up the ramp and that's the end of them. These ones get fed in, they get fed in, they get fed in, they get fed in, they get fed in, and then they switch the feed with poison. And then they go and shuffle off and die a horrible death somewhere.
Well, you know what they did here? In the sewage treatment plant?
What's that?
They put a trap in. And they fed them in, one-way door. And then they came in and they shot them, one in front of each other.
Yeah.
And then they just took their carcasses to the tip.
Yeah.
One of the landowners up here, he's surrounded by national park, but he's got river frontage. The national park said, "Can I put a trap up?" And he said, "Yeah." They started putting the trap up. And to me, it's a very crude trap, deer trap.
Yeah.
And he said, "What are you going to do with it? Can I have some of the meat when you get rid of it?" He said, "No." No, he said, "We just shoot them and drag them to the tip."
Outrageous.
And he said, "Pull your trap down, mate."
Yeah. And that's the strange thing, because, we're the ones, that's the dilemma, where now, when this conservation hunting bill, not the dilemma, but this is the amazing irony of the whole situation. We had hunters, they say hunters aren't shooting enough. We had greenies saying, no, you can't go out there and do that because you don't do enough killing. So the greenies are saying we don't kill enough animals in the bush. The greenies are attacking us for not being brutal enough. How did we get here? That's, like, honestly, you couldn't make that up.
In my 60
that we'd
years,
have a situation where they'd be attacking us because we're not doing as much brutality as what they want, because we have more ethics, but we don't want to just go out there and wholesale slaughter animals unless there's some sort of incentivization. And they won't incentivize it because if you do anything pro-hunting, it's propaganda. Because the solution is more hunters.
Or it's a dirty deal, the government. But in my 60 years, I've never seen hypocrisy like I see coming out of the AJP or the Invasive Species Council or the Greens. I mean, like, up here, sure, there is an issue with animals here at the moment, but let's get a common sense approach to them. Let's not just poison them and kill a resource. We've got proof on the ground through conservation hunting that we can take out these animals. Sure, we're not going to get everyone, but it's just another rung in the ladder of feral animal control.
And that's the thing. It's just another tool in the toolkit. It's another rung on the ladder. everyone wants to do their bit as we have another glance out at our secret area here in a secret location on the beautiful mid-north coast. Yeah, we just want to be another tool in the toolkit, and people, the animal lovers, the environmentalists, are the ones advocating for wholesale slaughter out of choppers. Leave them, and then the pigs will eat them, and then the foxes will eat them, and then the cats will eat them.
We're starting to get a dog problem here.
Yeah, and I can't get over that they won't talk about cats, because they, unfortunately, the crazy cat ladies all vote Green, and the crazy cat ladies all vote AJP, and no one with any brains agrees with them what they said in the inquiry. Look, that's another tangent that I want to go down. Just the embarrassment that we had to listen to those people and take them seriously. Well, what gives them the right to talk about our culture and disrespect it that way, and offer their opinions that had to be taken seriously?
Yep.
And they don't want anything to be killed under any circumstances unless it's the last resort.
Yeah, well, I've run out of time to learn how to sing Kumbaya, Robert. I'm getting too old in this.
How dare they come and bring that opinion to a serious conversation about a serious inquiry about conservation hunting and in managing invasive species in New South Wales.
Not just the AJP or the crazy cat ladies, but look at the Australian Gun Control Coalition.
Oh, that's another one.
What experience do you have in controlling feral animals? A classic moment of,
well, it turns out
irrelevance.
Well, it turns out the witness that was there, Mr. Bendel, has a Victorian hunting licence.
Lives in Warrandyte.
Yeah, but he has a Victorian hunting licence. He offered that at the inquiry. He said that. You're standing next to AJP. Does she know that you hunt? And you're sending them flowers saying thank you for helping us. Does she know that you hunt? Because if you think that what we're doing is trying to bring the weapons back that happened in Port Arthur, you're completely off target, mate. Because if you're a hunter like we're hunters, then we're on the same page. What are we getting wrong here? But it's just, this is where lies and nonsense and vilification get turned into the truth or get turned into reality, because they just keep saying it. They just keep saying it, so it suddenly becomes truth. It's like, what? If we just keep saying there's a dirty deal, then there's a dirty deal. It's like, well, okay, you can keep saying that, but it doesn't make it true. I don't know it is now, because it's been reported 5 times.
If you say the lie enough, someone's going to pick it up and run with it.
And then we couldn't even deny it, because they just kept saying it, and then it started becoming. Because like once one of these, this is what shits me about the media too and journalism these days. Where did the journalists go? They used to go, you know what? I don't know. This is why everyone distrusts media. This is why newspapers are gone. This is why places like BuzzFeed are more popular than news.com.au, because it's become teenager gossip nonsense, and everyone wants to be first. No one cares about getting the story right. So it just becomes, there's been a dirty deal done. And then the next person who writes the story says it has been reported, and they tag the last mob who got it wrong.
Yeah.
And because it's online, because lies run sprints and the truth runs marathons.
Correct.
So when this comes out down the track, this is all bullshit. This is all political games. You can't get like a retraction in the newspaper that's physically real. They'll just change the website.
You don't have to defend the truth.
Yeah.
The truth speaks itself.
But you know what I'm saying? In this modern internet age of, in inverted commas, news, it's just spin and bullshit and lies, and they just get away with it, and there's no one's held accountable. And do you think you'll ever see that sort of shit on Media Watch? Well, if Media Watch is still going, I'm sure it is.
Editors are gone from the days that your dad worked for the newspapers and my dad worked for the newspaper. The editors have totally changed their role. The editors used to say rewrite or delete and tell the truth.
Yeah.
But now,
well, there you go. I can tell you a story about newspapers. I met someone that wanted to get into newspapers in the last 10 years, and he showed up to one of the big ones. I won't say which one. After he got his degree in journalism and got there and realised it was 5 people who were mostly sitting on their computers. And he was like, well, what about this? What about that? It's like, no, we're going with this. So it wasn't, because everyone pictures, like the Spider-Man, where it's a busy newsroom and the hustle bustle's going on, and there's one journalist here making his way, just trying to get his way in a big city and bring truth and education to the people of whatever the town or the city is. But it's not. it's usually young people and an older middle-aged person. They never get out. They never have any time to do anything. They sit on their asses. And a lot of these stories that you see now, say it's been widely reported here, you just sit on Twitter and quote people are talking about, and that becomes a story. It's like, that's not news. I can do that.
There's no investigative journalists anymore.
Well, the only real ones we had recently were the ones from that podcast. The one about the twins, and he killed his wife up on the North Shore, up on the northern beaches.
Yeah. Edwards case.
Skase?
No, the Edwards case.
What was his first name? He was a twin. He was a teacher. He played rugby league.
Oh no,
It's killing me now. It was run by the Australian
Dawson.
Dawson. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Was it Chris Dawson?
Yeah, Lynn Dawson killed.
Lynn
That's
Dawson,
right.
yeah.
Yep. That's it. Yeah, that had to be in the form of a podcast because that guy couldn't make any money doing it as a normal journalist. That sort of stuff. Like, what? How do we get here? It just, people aren't interested because the journalism was bullshit. It was partisan. It was lies. And they could go through their own Twitter feeds. They didn't need anyone telling them what to think or translating the news. So, and that's, we've really got a good taste of what it's like to be lied about all over again through this whole thing, when all we want is a bit of recognition and a bit of love from the government, and they just went into full spin mode. So much so that the good old-fashioned Labor Party, the Liberal Party, got their all wet their pants over it again and said, "Oh, this is an NRA-style gun lobby." What are you talking about?
Well, that's exactly right.
What are you talking about?
Not one passage in that conservation hunting bill changes the gun laws from where we are today. If the bill passes tomorrow, the gun laws we have today will not change.
The Firearms Act is not amended.
That's right. Correct.
No, but again, don't let the truth get in the way of a political campaign or a good story.
I don't know if I can say this, but as you know, I sit on a couple of committees.
Yeah.
And I sit on the Firearm Review Committee. And it's a non-event in the committee.
Yeah.
But the parliamentarians want to make it an event.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the bill's going back to the House in October, despite the fake news that it's gone. It's been deleted or it's been retracted. It hasn't. I'm kind of seeing the three sagas of this a lot like Star Wars. When the bill was first introduced, it was A New Hope.
Yep. In a galaxy not far away.
And then the news campaign that we went through was The Empire Strikes Back. And then hopefully it's
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi, exactly.
With Obi-Wan at the helm.
Obi-Wan at the helm, that's it. So hopefully we have a good redemption. When it does come back, because hunters need a win. Like, just talking about the NRA style gun lobby. They've got a hunting authority, a game management authority in Victoria. Is that an NRA style gun lobby? They've got a game management council in New Zealand. Is that an NRA style gun lobby? Well, people talk. We have this hang up about American style gun laws and coming to Australia, which is purposely misinforming you.
It's
because
disingenuous, really.
Well, America's the size of Europe.
Yeah.
There's as many people in America as there is in Europe. So America's like 50 countries.
But tell me this: where's the biggest occurrence of gun crimes in America? In the states with the highest level of gun control.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. But what I'm saying is, they say we don't want USA style gun laws. I was actually talking to a bloke and he was saying, "Oh, we don't want that kind of thing in Australia." I'm like, "What kind of thing?" "Oh, the US style gun laws." I'm like, "What?"
You
New
tell
York?
me what are they? What are they?
No. What I'm saying is, I asked him, "So which state?" "Oh, but they have the right to bear arms." "Yeah, but not in New York. You don't. You can't walk around the subway in New York with a gun on your hip."
Not in California, you
But you can walk around North Dakota. You can walk around
North Dakota, Wyoming, and Alaska.
South Carolina, you definitely can.
Yes, it's an open carry.
Open carry. So it's like, so those states have open carry rights, but some states have, concealed carry. Other ones, like New York, has concealed carry.
Montana has concealed carry.
But it's kind of like we have the deal with the with the suppressors here, which we're trying to get more access to. Suppressors. So getting access to suppressors is not a matter of changing the Firearms Act. They're already allowed.
If
The
under a
police
commissioner's permit.
exactly. They just don't issue the permits. So likewise in America, if you want to get a concealed carry or an open carry, you can get them, but you just won't get a permit. So it's already on the books. They're just not enforcing, they're not upholding the Constitution for that. So when you say American-style gun laws, it changes state to state, city to city, region to region. Certain sheriffs will do it, certain sheriffs won't do it. But the sheriff system, I could talk about that all day. The sheriffs only answer to the people that voted for them and the Constitution. That's it.
Yep.
So sheriffs can enforce any kind of law they want, as long as it's constitutional.
They're basically the sheriff.
They're the king of the area.
By the public.
Yeah, and he answers to nobody else.
Yes.
He has no higher ups. The governors don't own him. No one else owns him. So that's a whole other kettle of fish. But
and the judges are elected on terms too. So if the judges don't perform, they're voted out after their 4-year cycle.
Yeah. But again, if you have a sheriff that doesn't want to give out concealed carry permits, you won't get them. Or open carry permits, you won't get them. So it's whatever the local authority wants to give you. So when they talk about USA-style gun laws in Australia, which part of like, what are you talking about? Oh, but they can all get machine guns. No, they can't. No, you can't. You can't have a crossbow in New York. You can't have a crossbow in California. In Los Angeles.
You can't have
in Boston.
You can't have an Ingram in California.
Yeah. So there's
grease gun. Yeah.
You need to be specific. But they're purposely not. Yeah, there we go. There's a deer. We've just spotted one. Running across the track. So fat, juicy hind. Who's come out for the evening.
She's rather fat, isn't she?
I think she might have caught our wind on that side.
Yes. She's caught pancakes.
Yeah.
She's down there feeding the sheep.
Yeah. So they talk about USA style gun laws. It's like, well, there's another one there.
Yeah, over the top. Yeah, that's the fawn.
Yeah.
They could come in for the sheep feed too.
Bloody big fawn.
So you know how fun they could be resting in the bracken?
So is that last year's fawn?
Yep. And there's a third one. There's 2 more coming over soon.
Yeah, here they come. Maybe a stag at the back with them?
I know, I think the stags have gone back to the bachelor herds.
Okay, because they're feeding after the rut now.
Well, they're 2 fawns from last year, but one looks like she's pregnant. The one at the front, she's very heavy in the chest and stomach.
They're big fawns for a yearling.
They're big-bodied animals up here.
Yeah, right.
And as I said before, they'd be feeding in that bracken.
Yep.
And that's where they've come. They've bedded down in that.
Because so just to update the viewers at home, or the listeners at home, it looks like we are onto deer, but they're in the wrong paddock. So we are unable to do fucking anything about it.
Well, they're on this property.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay, but we have a predicament where it's going to be logistically impossible.
It's open country.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately on the wrong side where the landowner's feeding his animals. So we're literally looking at the landowner feeding his animals, and over behind him there are deer running around.
And they're going up to his house.
And they're going up to his house. They are going that way. They're not the ones he feeds every night, are they?
No, I know where they'll be going. They'll make their way across the main road.
Oh, okay.
They're going to that other paddock I showed you earlier.
You know what he'll do? He'll head out of here and drive straight past him and go, I saw him, why didn't you bloody get him?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought they'd come out of there though.
They look healthy though.
I did see some movement there over near the shed, so they've probably come out of that other property over there. So. Now you got to see some of it.
Yeah. Oh, I know they're in here. I've seen them a bit further south running around, looking very fat, very healthy, very happy. So yeah, just to get back to my rant about the beat up. We don't want NRA style gun laws. Like I'll settle for New Zealand style gun laws. You know, New Zealand had a massacre, but did they throw the baby out with the bathwater? They've still got a terrible problem with invasive species. They got rid of all the guns that were relevant to that shooting because they were military style and they were over the top. Great. Hunting rifles they didn't touch. Whereas we lost pump action shotguns here. Like what? That's not a semi-automatic. They classify that Adler as a semi-automatic. Like what?
There's an intervention to make that cycle.
But
it's not automatic. It's not semi-automatic.
All garbage. And then surprise, surprise, where we can't use suppressors, we can't use semis here for hunting rifles. If you don't like the military style ones, then get rid of them. They can go. But in New Zealand, they've still got the semis for hunting.
Fossil birds.
Yeah, the fossil birds in the tree next to us sounded like a stag coming through the bush. But they still use their semis for hunting. They've still got their semi-automatic shotguns. They've got semi-automatic rifles. You can still go into a hunt fish and buy a crossbow, still buy a slingshot. You still have fun, buy a BB gun, buy a paintball gun. You don't need a firearms license for any of these things.
Yeah, when I was in Montana and I went into Cabela's, and you'd see the daisies and all that sort of stuff in the Walmart, you know. It's like...
Yeah, I still got the daisy in Dad's safe back at his place.
I remember, you know, Waltons and Kmart used to sell rifles, you know. You could
the
buy,
Kmart catalogue.
You could buy the Sterling semi-automatic 22 at Kmart, you know, and a 50-round brick of ammo was $2.20.
Yeah, yeah. And people say, oh, we wonder why, you know, we can't have that anymore. And the reason why New Zealand can have it, I believe, and that we can't, because our demographics changed.
Yes.
So New Zealand's demographics haven't changed that dramatically. People say, oh, there's still crazy gangs going on and crazy robberies. It's like, yeah, but they don't shoot each other at the same rate that people do in Australia. So as long as there's those crazy criminals scaring the wits out of people in southwestern Sydney and out of Melbourne, we're just not going to have it back. Even though we're hunting, they're still saying, oh, there's more guns in the community, so that scares people. How are people scared by that lie? It's irrelevant.
The number of legal gun ownership has gone up. The number of legal firearms has gone up. The rate of firearm crime has dropped.
Yeah.
Since Port Arthur. The proof is in the statistics. They don't want to read it. Now, I don't know if you picked up on it the other night. They announced on Channel 7, they announced the new police commissioner for New South Wales.
Oh, I did see that grab from that new commissioner.
And he said, oh, you're going to source gun crime and all that. And he said, the average, you know, the firearm growth is growing in the community. And he said, I'm not interested, basically. And then he said, it's criminals we're after.
You know what? Just going back to that me shitting on journalists. That
was a classic example.
He said to him, so, you know, gun crime is X, Y, Z, and the amount of guns in Australia is rising. Is that something that you want to tackle? So he set him up with more guns equals we're in danger. And the police commissioner just handled it like anyone with any kind of, you know, more than a teenager level of knowledge. He said, yeah, but law-abiding people aren't my interests. They're not.
They're not my attention.
Yeah, they don't need to be policed. So I'm leaving them alone. Like, I don't care about that. And that journalist would have been like, oh, but doesn't... Like, in his brain, or whoever the imbecile producer that wrote that question was like, oh, there's lots of guns, so that means we're in danger. Absolute idiocy. Absolute idiocy. But we had the same nonsense when Perrottet was premier. He thought more guns in the community meant more danger. Stupidity.
No, it's ignorance.
No, it's
ignorance and agenda.
It's not ignorance. If you want to be the boss of New South Wales and you want to be the head of the police and the head of all these other jobs, you need to know these things. If you don't know them, you're not ignorant. You're stupid. You don't deserve to be in charge.
Fair enough.
If you don't know those things, If you want to be boss of the state, the top boss of the country, just like how they asked Albanese on the first day of his campaign against Morris, and they asked him what Australia's GDP was, and he didn't know the answer. And he's interviewing for the top job. And then he got the job. And now look what kind of Prime Minister he is.
Well, he got the job on preferences because in the primary, 64% of Australians didn't want him.
Yeah, just a fun fact on that one. Yeah. Albanese won the Prime Ministership with less votes nationwide than Mark Latham lost to John Howard.
Yep.
People could not be more disengaged than they are currently. So that's pretty woeful. But what I'm illustrating there is the level of politician that we have. It's already bad enough that it's all the kids that got picked on at school that end up in charge.
Yep. Basically,
with chips on their shoulder, and they want to do it and they want to give it back. If you think all those leaders around the state, around the country, didn't just love paying back all those kids that picked on them throughout the years by making them stay at home and wear their masks and lock them down while Boris Johnson had fun parties, orgies at the bloody number 10 And Gladys was out with her handlers doing what she wanted, blasting people out not wearing masks while she's walking down the street sipping coffee.
And put the lockdown on after the wedding of a...
I wasn't aware of that one. I missed that one. And then, Uncle Dan in Victoria. Terrible. Yeah, it's a blip in our time that no one said anything. What do you see?
I reckon he'll flush more of those gear because the wind behind that big pile burn that is going to be driving past.
Okay.
And they're going to push over into the other property there. Cutting up the horse.
So now that he's gone, if we see any more coming from that same direction, okay, that's what I was hoping you'd say.
So that's where the episode ends, unfortunately. Sorry about the abruptness of that, but thanks for joining us this time, and we will see you next time. That's it for this episode. If you like what you heard, give us a follow and share with your mates. And if you don't, you're probably from the Greens. We'll catch you next time. And remember, speak up, stand up, and keep your powder dry.